Yeah, politics. Here we go. I had to face my demons one day. So listen, I like Nick Fuentes. I think it's really similar to Trump in a way, and I'll explain why. Trump said a lot of unhinged, a lot of crazy things, and people were like, "Oh my God, he has no filter. He says what he wants. He's a real man. I'm gonna vote for him," and he got elected. He's now the president of the United States, the most powerful man in the world. And Nick, on the other side, he does say even crazier things, even edgier things, things that are like way more unhinged, but he doesn't do it necessarily to get your support. I don't think he cares that as much as you think about you supporting him. I think he cares about the message more than if he receives support or not. And you're like, why? Well, he got banned almost everywhere. He was close to being banned, well, from the internet altogether. Like, if he was unlucky, he will be like, poof, no platform, no place to speak on. But now, he's getting more positive feedback. He was on Tucker Carlson, lately. And that's awesome. I love it. Kudos for him. People are starting to understand that there's a message behind what he says. That he's not a bigot, that he's not crazy, that he's not a racist, he's not this or that, a misogynist. No. He's talking to the youth, and the youth has a really low attention span. So to grab them, their brains, their minds, you have to say certain things that will keep them engaged with your content, right? Oh my God, he said this, he said that. Oh my God, he yelled. Oh my God, okay, I'm listening. I'm gonna stop scrolling on TikTok or on Instagram or playing my game and having you like on the background as like background noise. I'm actually gonna look and I'm gonna listen and I'm gonna engage. One of his messages is that you should pay more attention to what politicians do instead of what they say, and that's obviously like a no-brainer. But he explained why, and was different. He said that Trump did say a lot of really, oh my God, controversial, crazy things, like I mentioned before. But he actually stand on business. Like, I'm not gonna say if it's good or bad. I'm just gonna say that he's doing the exact opposite. Actually, he's not doing anything regarding immigration, regarding, what's happening. He's actually supporting the war that's going on, which I'm not going to talk about like a lot, but you know what I'm saying. So, politicians are snakes. They are fake. They're phony. They're puppets. They're not actually in control. They're actually someone who's like higher power-wise than Donald Trump. He's supposed to be the most powerful man on the entire planet, but that's not the truth. He's actually a muppet, a puppet. And Nick Fuentes is aware of this. He doesn't support the right blindly. He listens. He pays attention. Because he says that not everything is black and white. Things are complicated. They have layers. Like the augurs, yeah. And that's what I like about him. He doesn't dig right the left or the right or whatever. He tries to be the man of common sense, of logic. And that's what I can get behind. And he's not fake. Yes, he had to tone himself down, right? And Asmongold doesn't want to have him because, he'll get in trouble. Even giving this man a platform can be like the destruction of your career. Oh my God, how dare you allow Nick Fuentes to speak? Oh my God, he's a Nazi. How dare you? How dare you? Even though he himself has said before that he doesn't really mean a lot of things that he says. He just says them because, well, freedom of speech, right? And I'm really happy that he got a platform that allowed him to like express himself for the most part the way he wanted to. For the most part. And about Asmongold, I know he's a businessman. I understand that he's huge, that all eyes are on him, and that he'll get a lot of backlash. He'll lose a lot of support, a lot of money, and that right now is not the right time, right? Yeah, people are starting to understand what Nick Fuentes is actually about. They're starting to listen. They're starting to support him way more. He was on Tucker, and I'm actually really proud of him and really happy for him. And I'm going to tell you something before you jump to conclusions. I don't support everything that Nick Fuentes says. Like a cheap meh. No, he actually says that you can disagree with him, and that's fine. I support a lot of what he says. I would say, I don't know if it's the majority. I will say like 70% of the things he says. Because I know his opinions. Like, it's clear as day. It's obvious what he thinks about, like, people, gay people, like, black people, whatever. Regardless if it's good or bad. I understand that. I'm not talking about whatever he thinks about that. I'm talking, what I explained before is one of the things that I support. The fact that politicians are liars and are fake and are snakes. I can get behind that. I agree. I agree with that. You know? Because at the end of the day, I'll repeat myself, even though I don't want to talk about this a lot. Trump is supporting a war. Trump is supporting a war, whether you like it or not. It doesn't matter what side you're on. Wars are bad. And yes, I know that eventually there will be a time where we'll actually, have to, defend our country and do whatever. And that's fine. That's fine. I understand that. We had to do that in World War II. It was crazy, and people, they did amazing, heroic acts. They're legends. They're awesome. I support them fully. I support the army. But the thing is that if you can avoid that, that's good, because wars actually, like, there's a lot of death. There's a lot of bad things that happen, and it really breaks my heart. Like, I don't want that to go on. I don't want a third one. I want a third world war. I don't want that. Nobody wants that. Nobody with a brain. The best way to avoid all that nasty stuff is to not get involved with that. Because if we support it, we'll accelerate that event happening. And yeah, people are starting to notice how hypocritical Trump is. And they're starting to become smarter. They're like, wait a moment. I shouldn't actually support anything that the right says blindly. I should listen. I should be like, okay, I can get behind this. No, but this is wrong. Okay, aha. He's a smarter type of, like, he's like a neo-conservative in a way. He's the new generation. He's a young guy, energetic, interesting, spicy, and all that. But I like it. I like what he says. Another thing that he says is that you can put your trust on someone that is not afraid of the backlash. You can respect someone that stands on business, right? Whether what they are saying is right or wrong or nasty. If someone stands on business and doesn't apologize and doesn't like backtrack, and they are faithful to their beliefs, they don't change, they don't become hypocrites. They're not, oh wait, actually now it's safe to follow this, so I'll actually change my mind. Oh, now it's safe to follow that, so I'll actually change my mind. People who are fake, who don't really have an opinion, they are just siding with whatever they feel that is safe. Or they're just saying whatever they feel that is safe. People will get behind someone that is extreme because you'll know that they're not out there lying to you. They're not out there to get your support. Nick Fuentes isn't out there to just, even though it's a bit weird, because I did say that, well, actually, I'll correct myself. I did say that Nick says what he says to get your attention. No, I don't know if I'll actually need to correct myself, but I'll explain. he says what he says to get your attention, but he doesn't really care about support, because if he did, he will have disappeared from the internet once he got banned on the big sites. He's still making money, he's still making bank, he's still getting support, but he's on places where you can say a lot of really controversial things. You can be edgy, you can be unhinged, you can be schizo. He cares more about the message. He really does. He's putting life on risk, like Charlie Kirk, right? Blessings to him. And I think he's a truthful man. I think he's really, he's legit. He's real. He's not fake. And I can respect that. I can get behind that. I repeat, are there things that I disagree with him on? Yeah, many. But if he's someone that I can trust, then I can respect him greatly. If he's someone that says what he wants to say without filters, and he makes sick jokes and whatever, he's nasty, but he's like exercising his freedom of speech, I can get behind him. He never backtracked or apologized or whatever. Yes, as I said, he toned himself down a bit. Absolutely. At the end of the day, he's an honest man. And that's what this country needs. Any country. I'm talking about the United States. More honest people. More people that can be transparent. The fact that he's being like funny or joking or doing the memes doesn't take away from the fact that he gives a lot of great advice and a lot of great opinions. And that you should actually listen to him before reaching your own conclusions. Anyway, that's that. I'm tired. Take care. Peace.